What up guys, welcome back to the channel, man. Starting the day off, gonna finally be putting all these pieces together to Gotham. Everything in here is now good and dry. It's had a few days. What, 3 or 4 days it's been hanging in here? I think it's dry enough. I'm excited to finally see what this car looks like. Assembled a little bit. Well, god dang, boy, would you look at that? Just putting one body panel on, man, already makes such a huge difference to the back side of the car. I do need to adjust this side a little bit. There's a little bit of some gappage going on, but it's all right. I'll do all the little fine adjustments later. I really want to get everything on. Really, this will probably be the only thing. This and the hood pins. The hood pins are most certainly going to need to be dialed in, because those have to be like exact. Hell freaking yeah, bro. I love it. Now, of course, I'm going to say this once again. These body panels are probably going to end up being slightly shinier than the body itself is at the moment. But they will dull down, okay? I saw some commenters last time didn't believe that the doors were going to actually dull down. But they did, as you can see. Alright, we'll throw the trunk on next. I'm going to slap these tail lights on, just for now, though. Because I want to see what it looks like with tail lights. Been looking around for freaking hardware for these damn tail lights, man. Run out of daylight quick. That freaking sucks. This stud just broke off right here, and it's on the same side that it already had a broken stud, but at least it's got two hanging on. I like these ones because the clear part is actually tinted, so I don't know. I'm probably gonna end up pulling the taillights off and tinting them anyhow. I want it to be a little bit darker than that because you guys already know, all black everything. But anyhow, let's grab the trunk. Hell freaking yes! Now I know I've already mentioned it, but I will be switching all this hardware out eventually. I do want to get some kind of like fancy looking hardware for it with the little beauty ring and everything. Something that's blacked out, doesn't stand out so damn much, but for the time being, this is the hardware I got. So, dude, that damn Locust. Shoot. But there's the trunk so far. The rear end, looking like a car. What I think I'm going to do is actually make some block off pieces for the center portion of the taillight. Reason being is when we make the rear drag wing, it's basically going to be like one piece with the trunk. So whenever you want to take the drag wing off, I'm going to have hardware up here. It's going to be like zip, 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 and then over here, take the 3 bolts out, and then the trunk and the wing comes off all as one piece. I just don't want to deal with any wires attached to my trunk. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to just remove it like without having to hassle with it. Oh, I think it's time to go turn my lights on. We start on the front end. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, these fenders are rough, man. Like, I didn't even realize this one had such a big dent in it right here. Like, I seen this, but like, yeah, these fenders are pretty rough. It is what it is, man. I do want Gotham to have like this, like, rough kind of look to it, but I don't know, the passenger side fender, it has the small little creases in it. It's not terrible, but this one I might in the future end up replacing it if I find one that's in better condition, because this thing Good Lord. It might not be too bad once it actually dulls out. Right now it's still shiny, so it shows a lot of the imperfections. Another reason why we went with this satin paint is so we didn't have to worry about body work and all that stuff, because it hides stuff a lot more. So anyhow, I'm gonna bust out some more of this Password JDM hardware and get these fenders all bolted up. Alright, it is now a new day, and I was out here messing with the EP3. Got the feed line all tightened up, and I checked this gauge, and yeah, I need to probably move this. I saw a comment, somebody commented probably put the gauge over there on the fuel pressure regulator rather than right here, because it gets a lot of vibration from the engine right here. But yeah, it's still dripping right there. But I tightened that up, and then I went to start it. I was just gonna take it around the block, and then I found another leak. Check this out. Yeah, buddy. So it still has a pretty significant leak right there. So it has a inline running all the way back to what I would assume the stock fuel tank. I haven't really gone too into it. I'm pretty sure it's the stock fuel tank, but so right past where it's leaking, it has like an inline filter down there. And if you come up here, the line comes off the feed, comes off the fuel rail, and then it goes down, and it's leaking like right where it runs through that little area right there where like the stock lines go through. Yeah, it's leaking like just past there. So I'm guessing it probably wore a hole. Right there from, I don't know, vibration or something. So yeah, I'm gonna need to get some AN line to actually fix that. You know what, screw it, let's go ahead and pull the line off. May as well just pull it off, bro. I know I have some extra line around from whenever I did khaki, so maybe we can find, just need our crescent wrench, but maybe we can find a piece of line and I can actually get it fixed right now. It'd be nice to actually drive this thing for once without having a problem. Clip a zip tie right here. What's super weird, bro, is I don't see a hole in the line. Like, I've already pulled, like, because you see the end of this line was hooked to this filter right here. So the area where it was leaking was like right here, and I don't see a hole anywhere, bro, but it's like all wet, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe what we'll do is I'll just screw it in right here and just run it out back up and just hook it back up, but to where I can actually see the entire hose, and then see if we can't see where it's coming out of. So I tried tightening up the fittings to see if it was just like the fitting was loose, you know what I'm saying? But the fittings were tight, bro. Come on. You see what I'm talking about? Like, it should be, it's like right around this area where it would be leaking from. And looking at it, like, there's not even any damage to the line anywhere that I could see. Like, maybe there's a little spot right there. I don't freaking know, bro. I don't see a hole in this anywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and do like I said. I'm gonna screw it back into that filter and then run this up to the fuel rail and just route it in a way to where I can see the entire hose and make sure it's tight. And then I'll cycle the key, let the pump build up pressure, and see if I can actually see where it's coming out at. I got it all hooked back up, and I have the line running now on the outside of the subframe, so I can actually see the whole thing. Now we should hopefully be able to see where it's coming out from. What the hell? Are they coming out of the fitting? No. it looks like it's coming out of the fitting, but it's not. What it's doing is it's running down the line. But do you see how wet it is right here? Like, it is drenched right there. So I imagine the line probably just got like pinched or crushed inside of there. And it didn't mess up this like black lining on the outside, so you can't actually see it. But on the inside in there, I wonder if this is PTFE, because this is E85, bro. And I know a lot of people don't, but you're supposed to run PTFE lines so that the E85 don't eat it up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just pull it back off of here. I would just kind of cut it back, but then the damn thing won't be long enough. So we're just gonna have to replace that whole piece right there. So let's go ahead and talk about the EP3. I want to give you guys my ideas. Well, the original idea for the car. I want to ask you guys your opinion, because I'm struggling with it, if I'm going to be straight up with you. So, no, this does not have the stock engine in it. I have the list of things right here that Dan sent me before we actually did the trade. So, the long block in here is a K24A. So, I don't know exactly what that's from. My damn Ring doorbell keeps going off. I don't know exactly what that's from. I need to message him and ask him, but you guys know my ignorance to the whole K series thing. Now, from my experience with B series, whenever there's the number, or whenever there's the letter without a number after it, it means it's a JDM block. So I don't know, maybe it's a JDM K24A. All that aside, it's a K24. This is not the stock K20. And as you can see, it does have mounts. These are actually innovative mounts, in which he has the polyurethane rating on here. It says 85A, whatever. So it's the innovative mounts, K24 long block, K24A, and it does still have the EP3 casing for the transmission. From what he's telling me, it was converted to 6-speed. It definitely has 6 speeds. Well, it has 5. I'll get to that here in a moment. And it does have a LSD in there. I think it's just a factory LSD. So from what he's telling me, it's all Z3 internals inside of the transmission, in which the transmission also has the hybrid racing detent heavy duty springs, and the hybrid racing heavy duty gear select springs. So there you go, some little add-ons to the trans. It is also a Excetti Stage 5 unsprung 6-putt clutch with a 10-pound flywheel. So, and you can most certainly tell, bro. I want to say it's slightly more aggressive than the clutch that's in Khaki, because Khaki has a sprung 6-putt with a ultralight flywheel from Comp Clutch, but I've also got the double the clamping power on the pressure plate. Khaki's got a pretty damn aggressive clutch, and I will say that this car is most certainly with par. Like, it's just about as aggressive as Khaki, if not a little bit more, since being it is unsprung. Now, as far as fuel, it is tuned right now on E85. This is an AEM fuel rail. I'm reading through the list. Dash 6 fuel line, Osiris fuel pressure regulator. I think I've heard of that before. Is that a decent fuel pressure regulator? Throw it in the comments down below. I don't know. So it's all Dash 6 line, aftermarket fuel pressure regulator, AEM fuel rail, and this is ID 1000 injectors. It has an AEM 340 fuel pump. I would imagine it's an in-tank pump back there, since it does have the stock fuel tank in it. And then it says a Cuddy fuel return. What is that? Is that a K series thing? It says Cuddy, C-U-T-E-Y fuel return. And then high flow fuel filter, which I just seen down there, made by Russell. I need to look those up and make sure I'm not gonna have any problems with those, because first fuel filter that I got for Khaki gave me all kinds of issues. It was a K-tune filter. Anyhow, this is also a 70mm blocks throttle body, and then a short ram intake. He's got that all here in the description. I think the diameter of the piping for this intake most certainly needs to be larger. And a aftermarket intake manifold. I guess this is a Skunk 2 rep. So yeah, aftermarket intake manifold, 70mm throttle body, which I would like to bump this up to a 90mm probably, and then most certainly get a larger diameter intake. So maybe try to run it out the front somehow with a velocity stack. All right, from there it does have a 4-to-2-to-1 header. It doesn't say, let me see, also have a 4-to-2-to-1 header on the car. It doesn't say a brand, so I'd imagine it's probably a cheapie or something, I don't know. But it doesn't look like a bad setup, bro. So yeah, it's got a 4 to 2 to 1 header, and then it runs back to a 3-inch exhaust. It does have a flex section, and as you can see, it's also V-band. Come on, there we go. It's V-band, and then it's got solid 3-inch. It runs all the way to the back, and then there's a V-band right back there before the lower control arm. And then it has a K-tuned muffler on it that has the little like pie cut turn down on it, which actually looks pretty damn sweet, bro. I'm a fan of this thing. I think that looks really nice. And while we are back here, I'll cover, it's got Skunk 2 LCAs, and it's got TN Flex suspension. So yeah, it's actually got a set of TN coilovers on this thing. Which I'll say, whenever Braven and I took this thing for a rip, we hit a bump down here in the neighborhood, and the suspension is so stiff, bro, like it bounced both of us to where we hit our heads on the damn roof of the car. And then we got back to the house, and I wanted to check like where he has the stiffness set for the dampener on it. It was all the way on loose, like all the way on loose. So yeah, it's got TN suspension on it, which I'm not gonna lie, I am also very stoked about. I've never had a set of TNs before, so. And I guess these actually share suspension with RSXs. So like the EP3 and the RSX have the same coilovers. So that's good to know in case I do end up parting this car out or selling some stuff off of it. I don't know, but it is full interior minus the back part. This is the only thing that's missing from the interior, is this cover. And then the deck lid. So if anybody has that stuff, hit me up, man, let me know. I wouldn't mind to complete it. And whenever I say part out, I'm not gonna part this car out. I mean like maybe sell this, if I end up selling the shell, and maybe put stock suspension on it and sell the suspension separate. Who knows, man. But yeah, it still has all the seats in it. I'm showing you guys the car with it jacked up in the air still, because I want to leave it until I get the damn fuel line to replace that broken fuel line. But yeah, dude, the interior needs to be detailed, bro. Like it needs to be cleaned up. Like it's a little dusty here and there, and then it's got like this worn spot on the seat. But I mean, for the most part, dude, the interior is in really great shape, man. I mean, it's a newer car. Still got the factory floor mats, say Civic Si, factory steering wheel, which I'm stoked about. Gauge cluster. It has an aftermarket Pioneer head unit in it, but I mean, that's all good. A sunroof. Yeah, dude, overall this thing is really freaking nice inside. He also said everything is still on here for air conditioning, that it would probably just need a new compressor. Is there a compressor down there? I think there is, bro. I think there is a compressor down there. Oh yeah, look, AC lines. Dude, this thing has everything, really, to run air conditioning. He obviously deleted the heater core lines, but I'm sure that'll be an easy fix if I do want to put a heater back in it. It's crazy that this thing has electric power steering. That's nuts, man. This is my first vehicle with electric power steering. Well, I don't know. I think the Ultima probably had electric as well, but look, the intake is made by Engine, so that's a good brand. I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go back over it really quick. So TN Flex coilovers, RSX Type S wheels. I didn't mention that. These cars come 4-lug. He told me he converted this thing to 5-lug, so I don't know. I figured an EP3 comes 5-lug, but he says that he actually converted this to 5-lug. If you notice, the wheels don't match. It actually has RSX Type S wheels on the front, and it has a different set of wheels on the back. But those wheels on the back, he's gonna come and pick up, and he's gonna drop me off the other 2 RSX wheels. So we will have a matching set of RSX wheels on the car. You know what else is really dope? This thing is 5-lug. That means I can share wheels from the EP3 to khaki. So I could actually use my slicks and skinnies from khaki on the EP3. That's pretty dope, bro. Like, I'm actually kind of stoked about that. Alright, so TN Flex coilovers, RSX Type S wheels, Excetti Stage 5 unsprung 6-putt clutch with a 10-pound flywheel, innovative mounts with the 85A polyurethane rating, Pioneer double din, that's Bluetooth, hybrid racing heavy duty gears, select springs, hybrid racing detent heavy duty springs, Skunk 2 rear LCAs. This is one thing I haven't covered. It's got K-Pro. It's not version 4, it's version 3, but it's got K-Pro. So that was huge for me. That was a big deal. So as you guys know, I'll cover that in a second. Engine, short ram intake with Cane and air filter. It's a K24A swap with Type S oil pump, blocks, 70mm throttle body, Skunk 2 replica intake manifold, 3-inch exhaust with V-bands, and a K-Tune dolphin tail muffler. Transmission has been converted to 6-speed with all Z3 internals. God, it's so much hotter just standing in the garage. With all Z3 transmission internals and LSD, ID 1000 injectors, AEM fuel rail, Dash 6 fuel lines, Osiris fuel pressure regulator, AEM 340 fuel pump, Cuddy fuel return, high flow fuel filter, also has a 4-to-2-to-1 race header on the car. So yeah, that's basically everything. Now, I feel like this is kind of obvious. A lot of you guys have kind of put it in the comments and guessed this. You're most certainly right. The whole idea for getting the EP3 is for it to be a donor car for Gotham. So I can completely tear the EP3 apart, end up using just about everything from it as far as the long block. Except for the fact, of course, I have a long block K20 in there, which I would use the head off the K20. I would use the short block off the K24, use all the fuel system, the intake manifold, obviously the Honda data, the engine harness, like everything, basically rob everything that I need from the EP3 in order to get Gotham going. So that's kind of the idea, man. And then from there, after I get everything that I need from it, I would basically sell the EP3. Yeah, just go ahead and sell the EP3, get rid of the shell. I figured, I don't know, I might respray the front end just to clean it up, buff the headlights out, and just detail it, make it look nice, and try to get, now I have to look it up to see, like, try to figure out what they're worth. But I figured try to get like 1,500 bucks off the shell. I don't see why it wouldn't be worth that, bro. Like, it's a really straight body. It's got some paint failure here and there, but like I said, I could fix that. It's a 2002 Honda Civic, the SI model, K-Series, like ready, bro, for anybody who just wants to pick it up and throw their K-Series in it. You know what I'm saying? Full interior, has everything there for air conditioning. It's got a double dent in it. Like, I don't see any reason why this thing wouldn't be worth $1,500. It might even be worth more. I don't know. Throw it in the comments down below what you think. But as for the problem I'm having, I like the car. Like, I genuinely like the car. Like, it's a dope ass little car. There is one issue. There's always an issue, right? There's always got to be a downside. The transmission does not have second gear. Like, when you go from first to second is literally like neutral. So, which isn't a big deal, bro. The way I see it, like, I can literally tear everything out of the car that I need. And then I still have a whole entire long block. I still have the K20 in here. So I figured after getting everything out of the EP3 that we need, I still have like the K20 block and the K24 head that I could sell. I have the shell that I could sell. And then I still have that transmission that I basically just need to get the internals redone on, which ain't a huge deal. So I'm not going to be losing anything. So the issue is I did this to try to move forward and make money. I could use all the parts. It's saving me a bunch of money. I get everything I need for Gotham, and then what I have left I'll be able to make money with. Now if I keep the car, I got to spend money still. I got to spend money on everything I need for Gotham, and I also got to spend money to fix the transmission in that car. You know what I'm saying? So that's the issue I'm running into, man. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly what to do. I'd appreciate some advice. Throw it down in the comments what you guys are feeling. I could care less to hear about how I have too many projects. Bro, I'm a YouTuber. This is what I do for a living. There's never too many projects. That's like you going to work saying you have too much work to do. Come on, bro. Come on. I get it. You guys want to see some projects finished around here. Some of you. Some of you guys are just enjoying the ride like I am. I enjoy working on the cars. I enjoy having a bunch of shit to do. So, but anyhow, I throw it in the comments, man, what you guys think. Like, I genuinely don't know what to do right now because I really do like that freaking car. And I know I can make that thing sick. I told you I get attached to things. Peace.